I thought I was settling in for your classic summer camp slasher. You know, machetes, masked killers, all that good stuff. But Marshmallow had a very different idea, and I loved it for that.
He's real!
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm talking about Marshmallow, the new summer camp horror flick directed by Daniel DelPurgatorio and starring Kue Lawrence, Cech, Max Malice, Giorgia Whigham, and Paul Soter. Now I'm a big fan of summer camp slashers. It's one of my favorite horror subgenres. So going into this, I thought I knew what I was getting: a masked killer, some brutal deaths, and a group of teens trying to survive the night. And for a while, Marshmallow absolutely leans into that. But trust me, it's not what you think. This movie takes one of the biggest third act swings I've seen in a long time, and even with a million guesses, I never could have predicted where it ended up. Before we dive into the plot, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps the channel grow. And if you want to support the channel directly, I've got a Patreon where you can join for just $1 a month. Or if you want to request a specific movie for me to review, you can do that at the $5 tier. The link's down below. Now let's get into it. When a once fabled campfire tale becomes real, a group of young campers find themselves caught in the middle of something far more mysterious than they expected. What begins as a seemingly classic summer camp horror setup slowly unravels into something much deeper, as they uncover a secret that forces them to question everything, including their very existence. Marshmallow sets itself up like a traditional slasher, but by the time you reach the third act, the story has transformed into something far stranger and far more original than you'd ever expect. Let's talk about what worked for me. The villain design is awesome. That glowing headlamp in the darkness, that's genuinely eerie. It reminded me a bit of My Bloody Valentine, but it still feels unique. It's such a simple, effective visual, and the way it slices through the pitch black woods is really menacing. Performances are surprisingly strong across the board, especially considering that most of the main cast is made up of child actors. That can be hit or miss in horror, but here it totally works. The characters are likable, believable, and you actually want to see them make it through this insane situation. Max Malice absolutely steals the show. He's hilarious, his comedic timing is sharp, and he brings just the right amount of levity to balance out the slow burn tension in the early parts of the film. But let's be real, what really makes Marshmallow stand out is that third act twist. The film spends a lot of time setting itself up as a straightforward slasher, and then it goes in a completely unexpected direction. I'm not going to spoil it here, but it's bold, weird, and honestly pretty genius. I loved it. Now on the flip side, the pacing might test your patience a little. For a good chunk of the movie, it plays things close to the vest. If you're expecting a body count or slasher chaos from the jump, you might find yourself wondering when the horror is actually going to kick in. Most of the intensity doesn't arrive until late in the film. Personally, I ended up loving where it all landed, so the build-up felt worth it, but it's definitely worth flagging. This is a slow burn for most of its runtime. At the end of the day, Marshmallow surprised the hell out of me, in the best way. It starts out familiar, like a nostalgic throwback to classic camp slashers, but by the end it's doing something totally its own. I'm giving Marshmallow a 3.5 out of 5. If you like your horror to take big creative swings and you don't mind a slow build, this one's absolutely worth checking out. And hey, if you enjoyed this review, make sure to hit like and subscribe. It really does help more than you know. If you want to support the channel directly, my Patreon is linked below. You can join for just $1 a month or bump up to $5 a month to request a review of your own. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.